Hello sunshines, welcome to Bunnyfish Crafts. I'm your host Heather, known as Bunnyfish all over the place, and today is August 4th, and I'm here with my Crafty Intentions and Bookish Bingo update a little bit late. I should have recorded this a month ago, but here we are. So let's go ahead and get into my crafty goals for 2026. Looking at the open squares, rip out sweater. So this is a sweater that I started and finished last summer after ripping out a different sweater. I have started ripping out the sweater, but I have not yet finished ripping out the sweater. So it's started, but it's not there. 3-foot praying mantis. I was so close to finished on this one. All of the crocheting is finished. I just need to sew it all together. I have hopes that this will be done possibly before this video is done, but I'll show you next time because Andrew, my boyfriend, said that he would help me, or at least be moral support as I put it together, because I just don't want to. It's a wonderful pattern though, and it's going to be very cool when it's finished. The wedding blanket, I did finish that in May. And then next we have socks for Mer, which are finished, cowl for Amanda, which is finished, finish linen stitch blanket. I did that. I finished that on April 18th. So that's really exciting. Finish a spinning project. I have not finished one yet. However, I am very, very close on 2 spinning projects. One was one of my 12 cast-ons projects. And that is by Supernova Dyeworks. I have a very, very small amount of spinning left to do for the singles. I also have a deviant fiber braid that I have a very, very small amount to finish the singles for. So that goal is looking pretty good, and I might finish 2 spinning projects this year, which would be really, really exciting. Use up 10 skeins from stash. I have 8 used up. So 5 used up in January, 1 in March, 2 in May. Getting close. Join 50 flower motifs. As of today, I have 30 added, so I'm at 37 flower motifs total on that blanket right now, which is exciting. And then I had finished the small things for leadership in quarter 1. Reknit sweater, I can't do that until I rip out the sweater. I haven't started the knitting, even though I do have some of that yarn ripped and washed and ready to go. But, you know, I have time. 100 hexies joined. As of right now, I have joined 85. I only have to join 15 more hexies to meet that goal. It's happening. I'm doing that in August, I think. Oh my gosh, only 15? That's so few. Adding 10 squares to my barn raising square blanket. I have added 5 so far this year. 1 in May, 1 in June, 3 in July. So that feels pretty good. I'm halfway on that goal. Finish Leslie's wrap. I did do that. I finished that on the 17th of June. Finished the orange thigh highs. I finished those also on the 15th of June. And the cactus embroidery was done in quarter 1. Feeling really, really good about my crafty goals for the year. I only have 8 goals yet to finish, but several of them are very, very close to finished, and there's only one that I haven't started because I have to finish one of the other goals before I can start it. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. And on to my Bookish Bingo! The first square was Read a Book by Nevo, which was Don't Sleep with the Dead. Next is a book with more than 350 pages. I read House of Breath and Sky and finished that on May 16th. Then a biography, I had that one finished. A debut, I finished The Rage of Dragons on July 20th. I haven't yet read a book from my birthday trip. I'm thinking that I will complete that goal once school starts back up, because I tend to check out less books from the library during the school year because I don't want to get out of my car after school. So I will be reading more of the books that I own definitely in October. A book with vampires, I finished Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil on June 16th. Rogue Protocol was Murderbot Diaries number 3. I haven't read a thriller or a banned book or a short stories collection, although I do have my short stories collection picked out. I'm going to read Fireworks, probably in August, but I haven't read that yet. I also haven't read a new release. A book with multiple points of view, I read The Wandering Inn, finished that. And I guess I just didn't talk about that last time, but I finished that in January. Nonfiction book about revolution. I have not finished, but I am reading The First and Last King of Haiti by Marlene Ledoux. Very, very slowly, 5 pages at a time. Crescent City, book 2 was book 1 was a goal that I finished in February. Book with a number in the title, I finished in March. A classic was Three Musketeers. I finished that in March. City of Glass was a book by Nevo. I wanted to read 2 of them. And I finished that in February. A retelling of a fairy tale was Hemlock and Silver, which I finished in March. I need to read a book by Veronica Roth still. A book with dragons, The Wandering Inn, book 2, Fae and Fair. I finished that in May, on May 14th. Finished Dopesick on January 26th. That was its own goal. School for Good and Evil. I finished that. It's called The Last Ever After. I finished it on July 27th. A book with werewolves. I am currently listening to the 3rd Crescent City book. So that has werewolves in it. It's a big driving plot right now. A book set during a holiday. I finished Winter Solstice on the 31st of July. And Omnivore's Dilemma was finished in March. And for my 12 cast-ons, I only have 2 to go. The spinning for Supernova Dyeworks and the Diamondback socks, both of which are well underway. The Supernova Dyeworks, I am almost finished spinning the singles, and the Diamondback socks, I am on the 2nd sock. So I am doing pretty well with my goals. I'm pleased. I'm pleased with where I am. Of course, I'd always like to be a little bit closer to completing things, but I think I'm in a pretty good place to finish. If not all of them, then almost all of them by the end of the year. But I'm going to try for all of them. And I'm going to try to update you at the beginning of October for how far I get in the next 2 months so I can be back on a quarter. We'll see, though. We'll see. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please put them down in the comments. I have a question for you that I'd love to hear back. Do you have goals? Have you been meeting them? Have you been working on them? And subscribe if you want more content. I will talk to you again so soon. Bye for now, friends.